Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Kalico, and I'm going to be making a video on something that's a whole lot more serious than I would usually make a video on, mainly just because I'm really interested in what's going on here and kind of bewildered by the fact that it's still ongoing. What I'm going to be talking about is obviously you've seen from the thumbnail and probably the title that I'm going to be talking about David, or D4VD, however you want to spell it, say it, whatever the fuck, D4vid. I know some people say it like that. It doesn't really matter how you say it to me. I'm still talking about the same person. It's like we live in a day and age where the people that we hear about on the news being a pedophile is like normal. I feel like that's kind of insane, but I feel like it's like in this day and age that we're like kind of like used to it at this point, and like we're not as repulsed as we used to be as a society, which I think is fucking disgusting and shameful and horrible and unbelievable. It's scary that people can be this way, and in the eyes of a lot of people be just fine, no problem whatsoever, a-okay. You could still support these people like they're not a fucking horrible person, and it's disgusting. But as I'm trying to get to is that I don't understand why these people are able to just be here, like just be free and just be doing the same thing that you and me are doing on a daily basis, like they haven't done an absolutely grotesque, awful thing and literally put people at risk and harmed other people and just have done horrible things. My man David over here, we've known that he has done this. We've known, like we've been known. Everybody knows. Everything points to this guy, When it comes to this whole Celeste Rivas case, literally every single piece of information points a big red dot laser right at David, and the cops are just like, I don't know. Who knows? It could be you. Could be me. Who knows? Who done it? We don't know yet. We're still working on it. It's like, it doesn't take a fucking genius, It doesn't take Albert fucking Einstein to just wise up and be like, hey guys, I think after having every single piece of evidence that we found in this entire case pointing towards David, all pointing towards him and being like, hey, everything is leading to him. This paper trail is leading to David being the person who has done this. He has motives. He has evidence. We have everything to say that he did this. And we're still giving him what? What are we doing? We're just doing nothing. He's just running around doing his little thing, having his fun, being a silly little guy, 6'7", having fun, being silly old David. And we're all here like, what the fuck? It's been months now and they're not doing anything. There is concrete evidence that he 100% was with her while she was underage and while he was clearly above the age of 18. And for some reason they're not taking him to jail over that. I was under the impression that, being a pedophile was illegal. That's what I always thought throughout my entire life, is that, if you do stuff with a minor when you are an adult, you will face repercussions. You'll go to jail. This is literally like society. Like I was grown up saying and taught that this is punishable. This is a bad thing and nobody should do it. It's against the law. And for some reason, I don't know if the law is different in the state that this happened, but it's like they don't even give a fuck. It's like that's a backseat little rumor that nobody really gives a fuck about. They're like, oh, and he was kind of a pedophile, whatever, blah, blah. And it's like, you're really just going to skip over that? You're really just going to let that off the handle? You're just going to let it go? You're just going to let that little white lie just skibble on down, just disappear? It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, genuinely, what the fuck are we doing? It's so confusing, perplexing, and it feels like it's making it an even worse time to be alive than it already has been, and that just sucks dick, just like usual. And honestly, I hope that when they do take him to jail and get him for what he did, which they will, just give it time. I know I'll be right, and if I'm not, then they were 100,000% paid off. At this fucking point, I would rather the police come out and say that they're being paid off than to say they're this fucking stupid and slow, because I actually think it makes them look worse if everybody knows that they're this fucking dumb and clueless. It would be better for their reputation to say that they were just outright fucking paid off than to actually be like, yeah, we're just this fucking dumb and slow, man. Sorry, we're just fucking stupid. Like, dude, fucking do your job, dude. literally do your fucking job. Literally, it does not take a fucking genius to do the rational thing, the rational and correct thing that everybody knows. At the fucking bottom line, David is a straight up pedophile, and at the most, he's a pedophile and a murderer. And for some reason, they're just letting him go. They're just letting him do his thing. They're just letting him, be a jolly old guy, having his fun, and it just blows my fucking mind. Because it feels like we're in a day and age where this kind of stuff is starting to become normal, and that is scary. Why is it so normal that every time I hear something come out about a YouTuber, I'm like, I hope they wasn't touching kids. Hope they wasn't talking to kids, Hope they wasn't, doing none shady, It's like, why, dude? It's so fucking tiresome. Like, I hate having to just assume that, like, I assume the worst, and that's usually the worst, and it's usually what's going on, and it's crazy. It's literally fucking frightening that this is the new norm for the internet, that this is new, like, this is the new normal thing that is being normalized, and it's being casted as it's not fucking awful, just straight up awful. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to rant about that for a little bit because I think it's fucking crazy and get that on my chest, because that's been on my chest for a while. I've been wanting to make a video on David for a long time, but for different reasons, because he actually did this little interview with this guy, and he said something that I really thought was shitty, and I wanted to make a video on that, but I ended up never doing it because the Celeste thing happened, and I didn't want to make a video on him on what I was going to after that, because that's all I wanted to talk about, because like I didn't want to bring up him unless I was bringing up this awful thing that he is involved in, because it absolutely should be brought up every time that he is mentioned. It should be brought up that this is ongoing. This is still currently going on right fucking now. Justice has not been served. And yeah, it's just crazy. None really else that I could bring to this discussion. So I'm leave it here.